Hello, people. How are you all doing today? I sincerely do hope that you all are doing well. Again, welcome back to Transfer Watch and Transfer Perspective, a show designed to follow the stories going about all news outlets, social media, and then look at the situation and try discuss it here on the panel with the chat participant because it is an interactive show and come to a sensible conclusion. Today we're going to talk about the Ousmane Dembele transfer. Romelu Lukaku rumors that he will be going back to Inter Milan. He's been linked to Bayern Munich, and he's been also linked to a move to Tottenham. So sit back, relax, and we'll talk about those points today. Yes, people, welcome back to the Chelsea Transfer Watch show. And today we have quite a lot to talk about. It's what you can describe, a conundrum out there in terms of the players we're linked with. Again, you look at the situation, we're linked with Ousmane Dembele, we're linked to Jules Kounde, and those deals are deals we thought by now, should have been both should have been completed, but we're hearing conflicting stories. We're not sure what's happening, but the truth is that's why we say we're always objective here on Chelsea Perspective. We don't jump to conclusions just because the news is out there. We didn't agree that the Ousmane Dembele deal has been done. We had to look at things from every angle and then come to conclusions there. Yeah, true, we may be the favorite to sign him, but the truth is the deal isn't done yet. Let me try to catch up with what we have in the chat immediately and start here. It says, happy blue evening, Coachila. Yeah, blue evening indeed. How are you doing, my brother DJ Sav? I hope you're doing well. Again, I appreciate you finding time to join. And loving the interest is limitless. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, we had to be innovative in terms of everything we do here. And yeah, I can. Nice to see you here. And big up a street beer that she's been early. Quite a lot of messages here. She's left. DJ Tag is up here all well. And let me try and catch up with everything if I can. She said quite a lot of me in the weekend of the Wets. Again, quite a lot. Love this channel. Adore this channel. Again, quite big support from the Queen herself. I appreciate seeing you here. Again, my voice sucks. Guys, can you let me? If you guys can hear me very well, maybe I need to turn something off. I don't know. Yeah, please, if you're watching, let me know if it is just straight there or if my audio is okay. If you're hearing any weird stuff, let me know so I can correct it. Again, today I want us to start with the story of Romelu Lukaku. It's been everywhere. Okay, thank you, Quinn. Thank you to hear that. It says that my voice is good. Wow, this is your voice. You don't hide your feelings, do you, Quinn? But I love you like that. Express yourself, and then one thing I like is that you love and respect people, so that's important to me. And, okay, thank you very much. Now, the Lukaku story is, it's gaining serious stream from every angle. We've heard, his links to Inter Milan. We've also, heard about his links to Bayern Munich, and also we've heard that Tottenham also wants him. So we're not sure which is real. But the hit Lukaku to Tottenham sounds, very interesting because we've all known that Antonio Conte adores him. He loves the player. They've worked together, and together they won quite a lot in Italy. So again, that's why I don't doubt that. And with that, I ask you, please, if you just joined, and take a second to like the video and be sure to also subscribe to the channel if you haven't. So let's get into what the media are saying regarding Romelu Lukaku's potential move away from Chelsea Football Club. It says Chelsea. Okay, let's talk about the Dembele first, the Dembele story before we talk about Romelu Lukaku. And this here says Chelsea are favorites to complete a deal to sign a Barcelona forward Ousmane Dembele, who looks like to become the first signing under the new ownership, or you say under the new ownership, or under the new you can say era at Chelsea Football Club, because we're moving closer, edging closer towards a new era where we'll have quite a whole lot of new players, and that will happen soon. So what's interesting here is that it says our favorite, Chelsea are favorite, to complete a deal. This simply means nothing is complete yet. It simply means that Chelsea maybe there are some rumors out there that Chelsea haven't even spoken to Ousmane Dembele's camp. But again, we don't know what is the truth and what isn't. But this just shows you that all we see out there are just speculations. None of them you can argue is the truth until it's not done until the deal is announced. And here, Talksport says Chelsea favourite to complete the deal to sign Barcelona Ousmane Dembele this summer. Again, that's another information there. That clearly shows that nothing is complete. What we saw 2 days ago were all just rumors. Again, but let's just look at things. Why it is looking likely that Chelsea will sign Ousmane Dembele. I think it's simple, to come to terms, put 2 and 2 together, to come to a sensible conclusion on why where the favorites have signed him is worked under Thomas Tuchel, and he had his best form under Thomas Tuchel. So again, he has not been able to replicate that brilliant form he had under Thomas Tuchel at Borussia Dortmund anywhere else. So it only makes sense that the favorite to line his signature. It only makes sense that he'd be looking, to come back to come to Chelsea Football Club and work under the same manager, who under whom of which he was one of the best players in the world. But that's the way. By the way, let me try and catch up with what we have in the chat here. If you have any question, just to let me know. Again, let me see. I think I know what to do to try to fix the sound. But in the process, in the meantime, if you have any questions, drop it in the chat and I will try to answer it. I think I may well know what the problem is here. I hope that solves it. Let me know if it sounds better. And, it is wireless, so it's easy for it to start acting like that. So I'm not surprised. I think the sound should be way better right now. We have, but better. Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, busy fighting on Twitter. I didn't know that. Who you fighting with? Take it easy. You're better than a lot of people. Again, hey, Coachila, just stopping by to say hello. It's 2:30 a.m. here. I totally understand. Go get some sleep. See you in the morning, Queen. This is Stu here. We'll talk about it privately. I know it looks like some people pissed you off. And good evening, Coach, and then Blue fans. Greetings from Nigeria. I've been waiting for this show to begin. Christian Henry, nice to see you here, brother. My lecture brother. I hope you're doing well. Welcome to the show. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask them, and I will try to ask the question. Loving the intro. Thank you very much. I'm glad you guys love the intro. I appreciate that. No hate, no craft for Chelsea. No hate, no craft for Chelsea. Hello, all. Chama Dalo, happy weekend to you too, and nice to see you here. Good evening from here. Michael Obinka, I appreciate seeing you here again, brother. And the Queen says, I promise timeout is better. You learn deleting. You is learning what? Okay, yep. Again, if you're there, please let us know where you're joining us from. That usually, it gives us confidence. It helps us understand that we're reaching more people. But that's, by the way, again, as I was saying, I've explained why I think Ousmane Dembele is more likely to join Chelsea Football Club. And again, it became more clear when we heard that he rejected our PSG, which means the only option left will be Chelsea Football Club. And certainly he'll be leaving Barcelona because they are in a very, very, you could say, they are in a financial distress, which hasn't been easy for them. They may well, at the end, even if they sign players, they still have problems registering players. So their priority right now will be, to get most of the players, high-earning players such as Dembele, off their wage deal. Ty, welcome back to the panel. How you doing, brother?
I'm just trying to, see what's going on. I was laughing before,
Mm. Why were you laughing? Let me know.
It was, what I was watching the the England game, some of the,
Oh, what's the score? What's happening in that game?
yeah, I think the game concluded. It was a loss to England. Hungary was the hungered one, and they won instead.
Mm. Mm. So, Ty, I'm going to come to you immediately. Any update on the story, Ousmane Dembele's story, because it's becoming clearer and clearer that everything that was said 2 days ago were all nonsense. Some people were betting their life. I saw somebody bet his car. That Chelsea completed the signing of Ousmane Dembele. It turns out
Mm.
they were all absolute nonsense. Any updates from your end?
Um, for me, really, I haven't really heard anything different. I mean, that what you're sharing right now,
Mm-hmm.
it's inaccurate because I mean, things haven't taken off overnight. It never did. It always escalated throughout the through whichever day that people were saying that, oh, it's getting closer and closer, and that is true. It's getting closer, but at the same time, it,
It's
it
not
has
done.
it's not done really. It looks like it can be done pretty soon, but it's not done. And I mean, people are fabricating news. People are saying that, oh, it's done. He signed such contract until 2027. People are making up things. It's not done. It's close to being done, but it's not done. There's always
Mm,
going to be an issue, and the issue is the wages. And right now, if the club want to bring him in, they'd have to offload somebody that they probably consider to be earning a lot of money, and they're not really offering much to the team, and they can use that person as a way to offload him and then bring in Dembele, or to make it easier for them to give him at least something close to what his demands may be, because I don't really think they're going to be offering him exactly, but I think they'll try to find some solution to
mm.
that if it becomes an issue. But I mean, right now, not much can be done, and I mean, people say that he won't be coming, but I mean, he's basically given Tuchel an indication that he's willing to join Chelsea, and for one of the reasons to work under him once again, and both parties are willing, to reunite, if you can use that word,
And
with
one
each
thing I want
other.
to ask you, yeah, one thing I want to ask you is this. I think it only makes sense that both are willing to be reunited at Chelsea Football
Mm,
Club. Why? Because he had the best, the form of his life under Thomas Tuchel at Borussia Dortmund. So it only makes sense that he would want to come to him. The
mm,
question I want to ask: we've always been concerned, looking at things from the wages perspective. Do you think he'd take a wage cut? I doubt he will, just because he had no. You could argue he has no shortage of or interest from clubs like PSG, and probably there
mm.
may be other clubs that may be looking at to secure his signature, not just Chelsea. But he's
Yeah.
rejected PSG according to reports. But do you think he'd take a wage cut to join Chelsea?
I mean, if he's gonna take a wage cut, I don't think it's gonna be a significantly high one where it's gonna be so big that, or
Mm.
people gonna be shocked that, oh, he's taking 200,000 worth. I don't really think that, which is why I'm saying that in a situation, the way that they'd have to look at it is that they'd have to offload somebody, in a sense where they at the moment they can only offer him maybe 100 and something thousand in order for in order,
Mm,
and I'm pretty sure he's not going to accept that, because we already know that if he's not really accepting what Barcelona was offering, he's clearly not going to accept that at Chelsea. So the plan that they
yeah,
have to
because
do,
what? Yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
the plan is that they would have to offload somebody who is probably in that 200,000 margin, and then try to find the best solution close to what he may ask for, because at the same time he wants to be he wants to be offered something close to nearly 500. So that's an issue. That really is an
Mm,
issue, which is
mm,
why I'm interested to see what the solution will be, and in what way, because obviously Marina will be here until August. Marina will be advised to negotiate with and try to find the best solution in terms of that. But I don't really think it's going to be a significantly big wage cut where it's going to be a case where he's going to be accepting 200 or something. I think we're going to unfortunately offer him something. If that's if obviously Todd Boely and Tuchel believe that it's worth doing that, and take that big risk of offering him that, and then obviously him probably coming in and not doing the job. So it depends on all of that, but I think that right now the club are willing to find the best solution in terms of the wage. And right now the first step is to
mm,
offload somebody who they don't really think is really helpful to the team or probably doesn't suit the system, and then maybe
mm.
go there and then find the best thing to do.
Yeah, I think you make a very, very solid argument. The fact that he hasn't accepted Barcelona's offers. I don't see him coming to Chelsea and doing otherwise. We'd
Mm,
have to at least get close to what he's asking, but Barcelona. I think your argument makes a perfect sense. But again, again, we just debunked it. We just, the fact that the truth remains, it's not done. It probably
yeah.
maybe not even close to done. Again, people are just looking to gain more followers or just putting out some nonsense for clickbait reasons. But I'm
Yeah.
glad here at Culture Perspective we did not accept that. We asked the question: is it possible that it's done? And we came to the conclusions: no, there's no chance it will be done because if it is done, I will be hearing from some other sources, not just the ones we heard it from. So I'm going to quickly catch up the channel and I'll bring in my brother Tobago to the panel. Again, we have a Sippy here, 24 streams, asking people, 13 likes, we can do better than that. It's 14 now. We have 32 people watching. At least let's get the likes up. And the more you like the video, the more we're able to reach out more people. So please go ahead, like the video, and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And this is Triple saying hello and good night, Jasbia. Hello, Sippy. Again, yeah, good night, sleep for Jasbia. It's already morning. It's at 2 a.m. Man, need a slap. Hello and good nights to you, Jasbia. Again, watch the movies. Movies are good for you sometimes. Don't care about others. I am Chelsea. So the same here. Big up, but at least you care about Scotland. I've heard you say that before. Hit the like button, says my brother, and subscribe to the channel. Tobago, my brother from the Madiba land. How are you doing? Tribute was told of. No, again, big up with Q&A TV, my brother Kasim. How are you doing? Nice to see you here. I know you'll be hosting the show in a few hours. I'll try the best I can to join. I have time this whole week. If time allows, I will be sure to be on your show. Cannot do 3 times. I'm not sure what they're talking about there. Tobago bringing you in. What did you learn? After the whole nonsense that yes, we signed Ousmane Dembele alone. Already, it turns out it were all absolute nonsense. And before Tobago comes in, if you haven't, go check out Q&A TV. I know we have just 29 people watching at this point, but at least if you haven't, go check out his channel, subscribe, and then give one of his shows a try. It is raw there, it is factual, and I think you'd enjoy it. Go ahead, Tobago. Your thoughts on the Ousmane Dembele story? 2 days ago, a day ago, we were hearing that the deal is complete. He's on his way. Now, some people are even searching for his medical.
To be honest, I'm just waiting for the official statement so that I can celebrate. Because, truly speaking, after Eden Hazard William Pedro. We haven't got a creative player who can take on players and make assists. So I think adding him into our squad will be good for us. So hopefully Chelsea secure this deal, and then we can move forward and getting another target. So Ousmane Dembele for me, wow, always wanted him because like after Xavi came at Barcelona, I watched Barcelona games, and then Dembele was producing performance after performance. So I was hoping that he might not sign the contract so that maybe possibly we can get him. And now it seems like we're close. So hopefully we get him.
Yeah, I think you make a good argument. Ty, I want to ask you something again. It's easy because we really want him at the club at this point, and we're not really talking about those things. But I don't think rival fans and the media would take it lightly, and that brings us back to this argument when I first talked about, and then that's when we were all fighting to be sure that I don't want to name their names, don't become the new Chelsea owners. No matter how we see it, yes, Dembele is a very fine player. Dembele will, he'll make a difference, quite a lot of difference at Chelsea because I've explained that before. He doesn't shy away from taking on opposition players, no matter how you press him, no matter how many people you have on him. He always tries to dribble, finds a way, and put in some good crosses. The question, the fact remains, he comes with quite a lot of baggage his past, and I think for me, actually, I said let's look beyond it. But how do you think the club will handle it? Because it's a PR nightmare. You must find a way to address it. Either they might, ask him, to put out a statement regarding the past. That will make a huge difference. But believe me, rival fans will still come up with stories, find a way to still talk about it. I remember DJ Star saying, we're still paying for racial discrimination issues we've had in the past. And now he comes back after, he had you could say a racial, not racial incident. If you want to face it that way, with what's his name, Antoine Griezmann in a hotel room, and again, my question is, how do you think the club will handle that?
I think it's important because I think there's a new plan when it comes on to situations, and I mean on the new ownership as well. There are certain individuals that are being looked into to be brought in terms of certain situations because we know about the attitude situation. We know about players easily being
Before you continue, you agree it's not going to go away just like that.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
Yeah, and I mean, in terms of that, it won't just go away like that. It's gonna take time. But they're trying to start the process, of bringing in somebody who can actually accommodate, a situation like that where you have players who may have an attitude problem, when it comes on to them easily being affected by things, them dropping their heads and losing confidence in themselves. Players who may not have the space to really express themselves. They'll have somewhere to express that, in a respectful way. But it'll be free for them to express themselves. So they're planning to bring in a person like that, to help in that way because Tuchel sees the need to have it because he's always said that the attitude is there's an issue with the attitude. The mindset isn't consistent, and I mean, I think he's spotted that he's not the only one who has said this. He's seen it happen before him, and I mean, he sees the importance of it. And I mean, we see players like Werner, who at RB Leipzig, he had like that psychologist who could help. So I mean, in a sense, it obviously won't be a person just a way to speak about when the person is down or things like that, but it's also going to give them the space to express themselves, and they're also going to bring in somebody else who can become that mediator in a sense, where if there's little issues going around, if there's anything that needs to be done, then they'll step in and they'll try to rectify or to fix that issue. So I mean, in that case, they're planning to do that, and obviously you have the PR side of it as well, where they'll do small things like maybe making some sort of charity situation being done where you may see him do something, obviously because of his past, or the things that he said or done that would be offensive in that way. So I mean, in a sense, it's something that is being looked at, for the PR reasons and for the BDH side of it. So that is an interesting thing to note.
Interesting indeed, and like I said, it's not something that can be swept under the rug that so easily like that. Because well, let's see again. Do I believe he's changed? I believe he's changed because he's a family man now. He's a better person indeed. That again, it wasn't like if you look at it, you can say it's ignorance. It's probably why he didn't realize saying such will lead into such prolonged, because at the time it was serious. It was talked about. There were videos, but again, it just seemed as if the person, that people, point the finger at the most was Antoine Griezmann, and you understand why that was. But coming to you, Tobago, your thoughts, how do you think Chelsea will better handle this situation? Because the truth is we still have big sponsors from Asian countries, and they may well ask questions if nothing is done, if Chelsea and the club aren't proactive about it.
To be honest, I think Chelsea must have a proper plan ahead of this. Like, what will they do if something bad come up, or the solutions going forward? Also, I think Bobby mentioned something like in the stream, said Dembele at that time he was young. So I think sometimes we need to just forgive these kids, and hopefully they will learn from those mistakes. So I think and I believe he will learn from what he said, that is not acceptable.
You betcha for sure. He must have learned quite a lesson. But the forgiveness you're talking about, the question is, it isn't just all about us Chelsea fans. We can quickly forgive him. We've already forgiven him. That's why we're calling for the club to sign him. But go ahead. You were saying something.
Yeah, so as you said, it's a family man. Hopefully now, whatever he says, his kids, or if doesn't have kids, his kids who are going forward will see. So I think he should play a better role going forward. No need to say such things. It's not acceptable. So I know even what you call UK media will come after Chelsea. How can you send this player? Already know they hate you. So hopefully Chelsea have a plan for Dembele.
Yeah, I think that probably before signing him, they'd be well aware of his past, and they must be proactive. They must be proactive in the sense they don't wait until the British media come at Chelsea with all those nonsense. They're good at it before they start doing something and then become being reactive and reactionary. And I don't want that to happen. Triple here says people should bear in mind windows not yet open. All the countries playing internationals. For example, nobody will risk paying 50 million plus then play St. Jude. Example, Kounde, Villa, Kamara not on duty. Ty, your thoughts on this? I think it makes perfect sense. And they were arguing that Kounde, what he did, that he just, I didn't watch the game. People were saying he did something that showed he didn't want to get injured. But your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I never saw the game fully, but I did see the part that people were mentioning, and I mean, yeah, what True Blue said, and I mean, this is a valid point because I mean, yes, the window isn't open yet. Clubs are trying to finalize things before the window opens, so that they don't really have that competition issue where um people come in for them. And the example that he gave there is Kamara. I mean, Kamara was a free agent. Villa didn't have any competition, and they just finalized it there because he was a free agent. It was simple to get him in. But I mean, Kamara isn't on duty, unlike Kounde. And I mean, with Kounde, I mean, it's just showing indication that he's going to get a move away from Sevilla. And I mean, the most likely one is obviously Chelsea right now. And I mean, the thing is that the fact when you see him, being that cautious is that he knows that because the window really opens on June 10, possibly depending on where you are, and then probably later down, and then it takes you July the 1st to really register those players. You need to be able to get those players agreed before then, so you can have them by the beginning of preseason. So it's easy for them to adapt, understand the way that the new manager wants them to play. So yes, it's important to note that the window isn't open yet. Clubs are just trying to get a head start before it's officially open, just so they don't really have the issue of having to rush to get them registered, because as soon as they get it agreed and finalized, they'll have them by the beginning of the preseason and they can start from there. But I mean, even if he's injured, I don't really think that would really be an issue per se. I mean, it depends on the injury, because if it is an injury that will have those issues where it may affect him long term, then I can understand that. But like the example I gave earlier with Ben Chilwell, we signed him when he was injured. It took him a while before he even played. And yes, the only difference is we didn't have preseason back then. We only played one game, and that was against Brighton, and then the season started. So I mean, obviously, if we sign him and he's injured, I don't really think that's an issue. The thing is, will he be back in time by the preseason ending? And I mean, there is time before the season starts as well. So the important thing is that he's trying to be cautious, and it really does indicate that he's going to be getting a move away from Sevilla. The word is that's the question for most people, but I think it's particularly that it's going to be Chelsea. But I mean, yeah, it's a valid point by True Blue.
Yeah. Again, I'm going to read something to catch up with the chat. Says, "Hello, back after a couple of days away to London. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Hopefully everything is good on your end." Says, "For all the love in Chelsea, done ever is my club." Yep, Chelsea is our club. We love Chelsea. Dundee United. I know you love Dundee United. You've talked about that before quite a lot. Dundee will own again. Free. Limitless says, "I'm confused about this Dembele issue. Then he already apologized." I think again there are some some people who's watched the apology that he did statement he put out, and argued that it wasn't heartfelt. It was more like defense. He was being defensive. Ty, I don't know if you've listened to it. And again, you could argue also that was at Barcelona. He has to put out some statement that will promise making a promise to Chelsea fans that he can assure them something like that will not happen again. So again, Chelsea is a different entity from Barcelona. And remember, Barcelona, that's one of the reasons why Barcelona never wanted the public to know about it. They were able to control it until they started having financial issues. And then they made the video public, just as a way to get them out. So that's probably the reason why he didn't even want to extend it. He doesn't want to extend his contract with Barcelona. But I want to bring you on, Tobago. What do you think? This argument here, some people say, some people, it always comes up almost all the time. People arguing that he's already apologized. Again, does not coming to Chelsea. He's coming to a different place, a place altogether. He has to promise, put out a statement promising that such will not happen, and if possible, apologize again for the second time. That shows you have remorse. Your thoughts?
Yes, I think he did some donation to Asia, right?
Already?
Oh no!
That was what Bobby was suggesting. That's another approach to it. Yeah. So he hasn't.
Yes, I think that will be a good plan. Like just to create some charity, just showing how he apologized.
Uh-huh.
But anyway, like I said, he was young that time, and then yes, it was wrong. Hopefully, he learned from that mistake, because, like, at the end of the day, no one will say he's or she's perfect. So I think and I believe he learned from that day that what he said, it was wrong. Should not happen again. It's not. Also, he's a role model to other kids. Everyone is watching him. So if he says these kind of things, then that means it's not good for publicity. Also, when it comes to England, he must make sure that he don't do that, because like England is very strict. Look at the case of Keith Zuma, for example. So you must be careful on what you are doing in UK.
Yeah, I think you make a good point. Ty, can you come and let me know again? You for okay, he's apologized. Let's just move on. No, it's not like that for Chelsea. It's a different case. We're still, like Digital said, we're still paying for racial discrimination issues we had, about 20, 30, 40 years ago. So you get the point now. So he can't just come in and start playing. I think he has to. The club has to be proactive. It has to implement a proactive measure, PR measure, and he has to say something to show, okay, we're getting a different Dembele altogether, so that when the media or rival fans say any nonsense, we can defend him. Your thoughts, Ty?
Yeah, I mean, with that, it's different because, yeah, he may have done it at Barcelona, but that's Barcelona. That's not the same place. He needs to. He can apologize one place and then repeat the same thing again somewhere else. So it would be important that he gives fans some assurance that that was a one-off thing, or probably not one-off. Probably isn't the right word to use, but
something went wrong. Please try again.
Sorry, that's my. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not something that you can just really look over as well. So he has to say something. He has to do something publicly, to give them some sort of assurance that it won't be something that is going to be repeated. And I mean that is the thing. And I mean, if he does that, then if he repeats it, he can be kept accountable, and he can be placed in a position where he says that he's going back on his word. So he needs to do something that that would give fans some sort of hope that what he did, what he said, whatever in the situation that he placed himself in, it's not something that he plans to repeat again. Even if he apologized somewhere else, he needs to do it for Chelsea fans if he comes in, because Chelsea fans, or some Chelsea fans, aren't really. They don't really accept those type of things, and they don't have a tolerance for it. So he needs to be able to do something that would give them hope that he won't do it again.
Yeah, and again, good point here from the queen of all streams and the queen of Chelsea perspective. She says 7, the 2 people watching. Now we have, we've also approached 80 plus watching, and we have just 29 likes. Please just take a second to like the video, and it is free. It doesn't cost anything. Just take a second, like the video, and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't, because the more you like the video, the more the YouTube algorithm will be triggered, and we'll be able to reach more people, and more people will have the more fun the show will become. And again, if you have any questions, shoot it there in the chat, and we will try to address it. Let me try and catch up here with everything we have here. Kurdistan says, I'm glad, optimistic about next season. I am, but we have to be cautious in terms of our expectations. If we make too many chances, the chances are then we will not, be that good next season. But we're always, with chances, so we'll always perform well. Growing, we're growing. I am not paying 60 to 70 million, and player breaks a leg or worse. Deals will be agreed, and once a player finishes international duty, you're complete. So it makes perfect sense, for us to be cautious. Our players are on international duty, and you're negotiating with them. And if you pay for them, get them to put pen to paper, and during the international duty they get injured, well, the loss is yours. The seller doesn't have to take any responsibility, and it's hard to tell them, okay, we have to put a clause here. So if he gets injured during the international assignment, we're gonna cancel the contract. No, it doesn't work that way. It's no different from buying a product and you bringing it back asking your money because the product broke. It hardly happens. Says True, relax. Yeah. Again, we all sound. Again, I think True. He made a good point that at least when is the transfer window opening? I think on the 10th, and what date? I think True Blue did mention when the English transfer window opens. That is for domestic transfers. You can sign player within the league. I don't remember what date exactly. Enjoy it. You got Russian blood in you. I know Russians love vodka because my blood brother went to school there. Coachila, I want to nice to see you here, and I hope everything is well with you. Other me, forget about no. I appreciate you joining whenever time allows. You're one of the queens of Chelsea perspective, and more so, you're my sister. Let's not give ourselves hope yet. We don't know the players' international playing style. Today, Maguire was perfect, and he's been linked with Chelsea.
That is
The last
false,
part,
man. That's false.
yeah,
That's
exactly. The
false.
last part of your
There's nothing
sentence,
with that, man.
I think he's trolling. He just wanted to hear what we say. Again, even if Maguire scores 10 goals in a game for England or for Manchester United, I don't think it. We don't want him, and it's never coming to Chelsea. That's one thing. Again, even for free, I don't think we'd take him. I love Chelsea. I cannot wait to see them with new players go to Chelsea from Ebenezer and in Damon, watching you live from Dubai. Nice to see you, brother. I thank you for joining us from Dubai. And again, on that note, I want to ask everybody that's watching, please take a second to tell us where you're watching from. That means a lot to us to know how far we're reaching. Again, I want to say we have 94 people watching and we have just 33 likes. We can do better than that. So if you haven't, be sure to take a second to like the video. And if anybody asks you to pay, tell them Street Beer, the queen of all streams, had already paid for you. And again, please do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. It says, go Chelsea. Okay, you're really a Chelsea fan, but we're not going to buy Maguire, and I'm sure he's not linked to us. 84 and 34 likes, yeah. Man, I know the play's not going to be happy given what we're seeing there. Your voice is slightly weird, boss. Yeah, that's because I have cold. But as Ty, how do I sound? Anything weird with my voice?
Yeah, your voice sounds a bit weird, but if you're saying that you that's the reason, then I understand that.
Yeah, I do have cold, and that's the reason. 10th of June, English 1st July International. Okay, so let me try and break it down. 10th June for the global transfer market, is that it? And 1st of July for the local. Is that what you're saying? Please explain better. Okay, thank you very much, NG. Yes, okay, from Nigeria. I understand my Niger sister. Again, any final thoughts on Ousmane Dembele before we talk about the Romelu Lukaku, rumors or conundrum, if you prefer? Yeah, it's funny indeed. So any final thoughts on Ousmane Dembele, Ty?
I mean, at the end of the day, he looks as if he wants to come to Chelsea. He looks like he may choose Chelsea. But at the end of the day, it's just about resolving that wages issue, and hopefully him staying fit if he comes. So that's basically the most important parts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it makes sense. Here, Pablo Walter White Escobar, that's a mix of of a man. I like reading his story. Again, I like that. He says, hello to all my Chelsea brothers and sisters. That's so lovely. That's very kind of you. You're far too kind, my friend. And sisters from Carl in Birmingham, England. Nice to have you here. And I hope you've subscribed already. Again, the Queen of First Name says, we are international. Welcome. Love all Chelsea fans. That's important. We don't discriminate here, and it's always a freedom here. So let's get to the Lukaku story. Let's talk about this a bit for Jules Kounde. Again, he reads, Jules Kounde's move to Chelsea is only a matter of time, as the 60 million to 65 fee should not be a problem for Thomas Tuchel. Again, which means the likes of Barcelona that we're hearing are also interested in signing him will not work because they don't have that much money. Your thoughts, Si?
Yeah, that is the truth. I mean, they have financial issues. Some people say that they can't have a financial issue if they were able to sign for people use those type of things. And I mean, you never know. They realistically cannot go for him, because if they can't register players like Christensen, Kessie, and they can't really even offer Lewandowski what he may want, there's no way they can really come in for Kounde for that price. And Lewandowski is going to be less than that, and Kessie and Christensen's are on a free. So there really isn't really a threat there. The only concern that would be is if Sevilla decides to say no, we want more than this, then that's the only setback that would really happen. But I mean, this in a sense is partially true, and this and part of it isn't true, because it's not about only a matter of time. It's about the time in which Kounde believes it is best for him to do this, because the price right now isn't the issue. The issue is when Kounde makes himself available to sign whatever contract needs to be done. And this is key to know, is that he wants to focus on the France games, and as soon as he does that, then he'll make himself available, or even if it's half of those games, make himself available to complete that. And then, if he's still needed for the rest of the games, then he returns there. But right now, it's not a case about only a matter of time, because they've already made a move. So this, in a sense, is probably a late information that's being shared. But yes, it's not really a case where we need to be looking over our shoulder to say, oh, somebody's coming to try to get him, because he's already made it very clear that he wants to join Chelsea, and he's already following Chelsea players, and talking to them. So he's it's like the worst kept secret, honestly.
Yeah, it is indeed the worst kept secret. But again, was it Rodrigo, who was on the panel the other day, expressed the concerns that some of the club may well poach him from us. And we heard also that Todd Boely did speak with him and asked him, to wait. We're coming for him. So we'll see what happens. And my brother here, I'll come to you in a bit further, says, watching all the way from Seoul, South Korea, up at 6 a.m. I appreciate that, bro. So much love. And every time I like your inputs, all caps all the time, but you make some, did ask you add some inputs that, gets the panel, everybody in the chat thinking, and I love that. Thank you very much. True Blue says 10th June, English to English clubs. Okay, that is English clubs can sign players from English clubs. Okay, then European wide July 1st. Okay, that makes sense now. And thank you very much for educating us on that. Says, I have subscribed, brother. Pablo Water, you're an absolute legend. Thank you very much and welcome to the Chelsea Perspective family. More importantly, be sure to tell others about the channel. Thank you. And if you have any questions, do add it to the chat and we will try to address it. I'm saying, again, this is Street Beer pouring her her love for the channel. Yet it is the boss's channel for us all. We all own the channel. It is democracy here, and thank you. Yes, we are Chelsea. Fireboy here, he's in two places. He's on the panel. He's also in the chat, but that's okay. 83 watching. He asked a question. Come on, we can do better by smashing the like button. Yes, people, like the video. We have just 38 likes, but we'll have 74 to 80 people watching. So the like count should be up. Okay, let me put it this way. Just show that you're happy that we did not go under like rival fans wanted us to. Show that you're happy. We have new owners. Just like the video. Show you that you appreciate everything that Roman Abramovich, what he done for us. Like the video and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I say something, it's on there. Like, yeah, exactly. We want to like or hate the channels. Always like, again, Sylvia is on it tonight. A bit late. What do you think of the likelihood of Dembele signing? I think it's a very, very possible. Again, we're able to come to that conclusion. After analyzing the circumstances surrounding his situation at Barcelona, so again, you must remember that he was on the best form of his life under Thomas Tuchel at Borussia Dortmund, and ever since he's never been the same. So if you were Ousmane Dembele, you'd be looking, to go and work under that manager who, brought the best out of you, maybe to rekindle that fire again. But that's, again, my thoughts on that. Again, late is better than never. Yes, but late is better than never, again, because they say also lateness is greatness. Says, greetings to everyone on the panel. Can we please let this Lewandowski thing go? The man doesn't want any other club but Barcelona. Let not make us some mistakes that we did with Lukaku. We were simply not his first choice. Again, let's talk about that. Since this is an interactive show, and when somebody in the chat asks such question, we were obliged to address it. So let's start with you, Febboy. I know you haven't spoken.
Can we please let go of Lewandowski? Of course, if the club needs a striker and he's competent enough to do a job for us, why not take him? Right? I think the argument.
But here's where this brother is coming from.
Yes.
We're not his first choice, and we're Chelsea Football Club. You know, we should be. You know, you get his argument right now. Why are we bothering ourselves about a player that's clearly said that he wants to join Barcelona, and he understands that Barcelona isn't financially fit right now to accommodate him, if you want to see it like that, and he's willing to wait. So would you seen, for instance, how is the wife phrase it? Somebody you want to marry, you're not the person's first choice. Then because you only go for them because it didn't work out with the first choice. And again, I don't know how else to phrase it to make sense of all this. But the fact is, we're Chelsea. We shouldn't. Again, go ahead.
I want to know this. When will Lewandowski's contract expire?
I think he has just a year left on his contract.
A year left.
One more season, yeah. I think, yeah.
Okay, and he wants to go to Barcelona, but he's not willing to take a pay cut, but he's willing to wait for them. Okay, so
it's like the matter of the issue isn't really about his pay. I think. I'm coming just 1 second. I think Bayern Munich, they've refused to budge in terms of how much they want before they let him go now.
Yeah, but I want to build on
that. Personal terms isn't the issue here. Go ahead, Fabio.
But what's the issue? What's actually the issue?
Bayern, they're asking for something that Barcelona is willing to pay, because you still have to pay them. He's still under contract.
Yes.
Do you get it now?
Okay, I get you. I get you. But what I'm saying is, this the point I want to make. It's simple. I understand you are waiting for Barcelona. Barcelona right now are in financial crisis.
Yeah, they are.
If you actually love Barcelona, you say you want to go to Barcelona, then be willing to take a pay cut. This is the sort of sacrifice you have to take. But if you say you are waiting,
let me correct you. Let me say something again. The pay isn't the issue here. He really wants to join them. The pay he's probably willing to take a pay cut. The issue is how much. We don't know how much. Bayern are asking.
Asking from Barcelona.
Exactly, that's where the main problem is. His statement means, or Fabrizio Romano's tweet means, he'd be willing to take a pay cut to join Barcelona. You get that now? So that's never been the issue. Bring it back to the point of this comment on the screen, that we shouldn't we should look beyond him because he doesn't want us.
Yeah, if a player does not want us, okay, yes, I do agree. If a player does not want us, why do we go for him? If he clearly states he does not want us, I don't think it would be right for us to go for him, because I think if he comes to our club, there's a possibility that some way, somehow, he could sabotage us. It's possible, right? Like what Lukaku is doing to us right now. Okay, it's possible. But I think but if it is more of, like, from the line of where I'm going, it's more about the salary and other things, then I would say that it's better to join Chelsea than to earn those salaries, right? But if it is because of Bayern Munich, not like the price that Bayern Munich are putting on Lewandowski to sell him, which is the problem, then I think I understand that. I think it would be wise for him to wait to run down his contract. Then Barcelona can come for him. Okay, so to bring someone who actually is not interested in playing for the club, right? I think it's a problem. But if he's someone who is loyal to contracts, I'm not sure it will be a problem too. If you understand what I'm saying, there are some people.
I get your point, but I think seriously we should be looking beyond that guy. But again, I don't fully understand what your point. Tabaka, you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, to be honest, if a player doesn't want to come to Chelsea,
I'm going to let you know this. If you start and you don't say, to be honest, I'll ask you for your ID. Yeah, go ahead.
all I'm saying, if a player doesn't want to come to Chelsea, no need in going after him. As the reports are saying, like he wants to go to Barcelona, but I have a feeling due to Barcelona's problems financially, he might stay at Bayern or some other club get him. Maybe Chelsea also, because Chelsea wants him. Also, I saw an article said Barcelona players need to cut their wages into half or they go.
Yep.
So that's another issue for Barcelona players. So,
and they're holding the wedding as well.
Yeah, so they're listing the arena for weddings to make more money.
Yes. So I think Barcelona is in the financial problems now. So him going there, I don't know. Also, come on, I saw the links of Kounde, Lukaku to Barcelona. Like I was like, really, this club is in trouble. How can they link to such players? So, but we wait and see. We know La Liga have a plan for Barcelona.
Yeah. Ty, any further thoughts on that, or should I move ahead?
Yeah, I just want to quickly say this. I can get where that person is coming from, and I mean with the desire, because if a player has their mindset on one club, you can't be trying to go for him again when he's made it clear that he's willing to wait on that particular club. And when a player is willing to do that, when they're saying that they're willing to wait, it means that they don't care who comes in for them. They want that move. So in a sense, it was always wishful thinking. It was always sitting back and just hoping that something happens with Barcelona. They can't sign him. So I mean, I can get what he's saying about us, trying to look away from that situation and not try to replicate the issue we had with Lukaku coming, because no one that he wanted to come for him did. So, I mean, in a sense, I can get what he's saying, but I mean, at the end of the day, it was always wishful thinking about it. So if it doesn't happen, we shouldn't be surprised, because he's made it clear that he wants to move away from Bayern, and that preferred club is to Barcelona. So
I think I will come back to I will come back to the panel, but let me try and catch up with those in the chat. Again, we have how many likes? We have 44 likes. I know we can do better than that because we had 96 people watching. So please, if you haven't, take a second to like the video to help us reach more people, and also do subscribe to the channel. We're approaching 3,000 subscribers right now. We have 2,467, subscribers, and you can be part of the growth of this channel. We're family here. We all own the channel. You can't, no, it's not just my channel. It is our channel. And here, Eric Blue says, good afternoon, Coachila. How you did? My brother, I did very well, and I hope you did well too. Nice to see you in the chat. Always providing value. I know you always join whenever you have time. Again, this is Edward Bediako. Let's always be realistic. It seems like every transfer window, all the big names is being linked to Chelsea, but at the end of the window, none of the names will be seen in blue shirts. From Spain. Again, nice to see you join us here, brother. Again, that shows how far wide we're reaching. I appreciate you joining us from Spain. But you made a good point there. If the transfer window opens, even before the transfer window opens, and Chelsea and Rick linked to the biggest names in football, then something is definitely not right. I say you framed it right, Coachila. Yeah, thank you very much, brother. I appreciate that. That's a roller. my Niger brother. There's a lot of rumors about Pulisic leaving. Liverpool are linked, but if he goes, he will go to Spain or Italy. He won't stay in the Premier League. If he goes there, I see him going back to Germany. There's a chance that happens, but you never can tell. Again, what I want to say about Christian Pulisic is this: it doesn't look like he's leaving. And his recent comments, especially, was it, I think, either before or after the US game where he was brilliant. He said something that said the new owners are good people, and that he's looking forward to the future at Chelsea, but just he wants to play more games. Again, how does that sound to you? Sounds like his plans to stay at the club. Again, and you want to say anything about this comment, Fairboy? This one right. Yeah, go ahead. This one right here.
He goes to Spain or Italy. He won't stay in the Premier
League. Let's just stick whether you think he'd leave.
I think no. I think Todd Boely will convince him. This American sort of relationship, he's definitely going to convince him to stay. So I don't think he will stay. He will stay. It's up to him to fight for his place, but he will stay.
Yeah. Pulisic, what do you think, Tobago, so to speak? What do you think? You think Pulisic will leave?
No, I don't think Pulisic will leave.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
you don't think so? Yeah. Go ahead.
Yes, I think, to be honest, like as we said, you need to be patient with our young players. Also, sometimes we are being harsh on them, not giving them enough time. But as you said, like Pulisic is young, so I don't see him going elsewhere. But also Liverpool, no. We don't have to give Liverpool our players.
Again, like I said, I think his recent comments shows. I think he wants to stay, and again, he's only hoping to get to the chance to play more games. Ty, your thoughts?
Yeah, I think it's probably obvious that the club wouldn't be quick to sell him, especially under the particular ownership. And I mean, we know that Todd Boely has had his fair share in supporting whatever team he's a co-owner, or if he has some ownership in, and he's always had that. And I mean, he'll be aware of the importance financially that Pulisic brings. I mean, a lot of fans this the year that Pulisic came because he joined the club. So I mean, when you think about that, he's in a sense, even though he hasn't been consistent like we wanted him to be, you can look at him as a marquee signing where he's bringing in revenue, he's bringing in more fans, he's making the fan base grow with American fans, making it broader. Obviously we know that the fan base is big globally, but I mean him allowing other fans to become fans because he's joined a club. I think that is something that they don't want to lose, and especially with him having the popularity that he has with the American national team or the USA national team. I don't really think they'll be quick to sell him when they know that he can benefit the club in that point. So I think he stays. I don't really think that they'll be willing to let him go. That the only way they'll do that is if he's pushing for a move, and it's not a case like that. Like you said, he's basically expressing that he wants to be playing more games, but in order for him to play more games, he has to be performing consistently, and he hasn't been doing that. So you can't really be expecting to be playing when you're not doing the job. So if he stays and he wants to play more games, he has to make a statement, and he hasn't done that consistently.
Yeah, I think more importantly, we have to recognize that he's so young. There are chances, he becomes even better in a year or two. And again, we're seeing flashes of what he's capable of doing. And he doesn't, he's a confident player. Confident isn't really his issue. His issue has always been getting injured or some other thing. I don't know if it's psychological, how else do I phrase it. but I think he's proven that he can be a big game player and has come up big for us in some big games we've played since he's joined the club. But let me quickly catch up here. My fellow American, your CFC, big up my bro in the panel. Smash the like button, he says. Nice to see you here, brother. I know you're very busy, but whenever you find time to join, it always makes me happy. Swap Lukaku for Gnabry. That's never going to be a straightforward thing, but we'll see what happens. A phone is what to make it. Yeah, phone is what to make it. Again, get Dembele and Kounde. We've got Havertz, Werner, and Broja. Dembele, again, we've analyzed the reason why it looks more likely that he's coming to us than any other club, and we'll hope to see that happen soon. And the also CFC says Dembele and Kounde going to be our first two signings this coming transfer window. I think that may well be the case for obvious reasons. We started talking with Kounde a long time ago, and he wants to join Chelsea. He wants to come to us. So that sincerely it shows you what a special player he will be for us if eventually he joins us. Said this that again. I'm not sure what the Queen is talking about there. Rober says it's not a case of him wanting us. It's a case of Chelsea being after thought rather than a desire. Again, that's a philosophical way to phrase it, but I do like it anyway. Again, you say it's saying fingers crossed. Yes, we'll see what happens. I think we'll get them both. Broja and Havertz as a number 9. Broja would do well, and hopefully he comes back. But I'm concerned about something. I think it's True Blue has alluded to or has talked about in the past. It talked about in the chat. We've learned, and it's become obvious. Some of us have learned the hard way, that Thomas Tuchel doesn't really like to play with an out-and-out striker, with a traditional striker, if you want to phrase it that way. Look at the teams from Mainz, Borussia Dortmund to PSV, where he had Mauro Icardi, and also the one that later played for Manchester United. He hardly used them both. So Broja will look at it, but I say, okay, what am I coming here to do? That's a chance I'll fall into, that trap too. And then given the case of Tammy Abraham too, but I think Broja is still younger and is capable of adapting, adapting to the way Thomas Tuchel wants his ideal number 9 to play, because he's quick, he's good on the ball, and also you can say he's fairly comfortable with both feet, and he's good in the air too. He presses very well. Ty, let me start with you. Your thoughts on about bringing Broja back, since somebody in the chat talked about it, playing him and Havertz as the number 9.
For me, I think we need to get rid of that frame of mind that Havertz as a number 9, because he's not a number 9. We need to stop looking at him as a number 9, because he isn't. He's been forced to play as a number 9 because of our attacking issue, and especially that number 9 issue, or what some people call a curse, even though I think that's probably too far sketched. But for me, we need to look at him as a supporting striker or as a number 10, because that's his role. He's a half 9, half 10 type of player, because he loves to be central, but at the same time, he's more of a supporting striker. Bringing back Broja has his risk, because he's still a young player. He has shown that he can be the next good thing for Chelsea and can save Chelsea a lot of money. But it would be a big risk to say that, let's bring him back right now and put that much pressure on the poor guy who has really been given that. And I mean, we need to stop looking at players and trying to give them these big roles when they haven't really proven that they can do it just yet. I mean, he's done well at Southampton on loan, but at the same time, he wasn't the main man there. They have what's his name, Shea Adams as well. So I mean, they have players who share that load. So if you're gonna be letting Lukaku leave and then decide on letting Broja be that focal point for you, it's somebody else there, somebody who will take the pressure off him, because you can't be having him as the only number 9 there, and then him having to accommodate a Werner, like I saw another person use, and then you have Havertz supporting him. You need somebody who can actually be trusted and has that experience. You need some level of experience, so you can't be putting that on what is he, a 20-year-old. So I mean, For me, I think that's a big risk at the moment. But yeah, if you can bring back as a rotational player, but not as the main man.
Yeah, again, you could argue that, but the truth remains there's also an advantage to him coming back, training with the team, learning how the manager wants, a player that plays in his position to play. I want to use the case of Phil Foden as an example. He was patient, and you could argue he's better off than Sancho is right now. He was patient. It took him time, and that was the same thing I'd argued before Billy Gilmore left on loan. Had he stayed, I think he'd be one of the starters now because he'd know or understand quite well how the manager wants us to play. So I'd argue if we really want to keep Broja, we should bring him back and integrate him into the team and not, just say, okay, go out on loan one more time. Again, there's no risk there. He can only get better if he comes back. Fairboy, your thought?
I agree with one point you made that Broja should stay and learn, right?
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that. I also get what Ty Talks is also saying, right?
Mm-hmm.
The reason why we've struggled to score goals at times last season is because of how inexperienced or immature our players have been, right?
Mm-hmm.
So their decision making has been problematic, very, very problematic. And you're adding more youngsters into the first 11, especially when some of them are not yet ready to play for us. They are not ready to carry the responsibility of winning games for us. Okay, so I think that, yes, Armando Broja is a real talent. He's not ready to play as and be a starter for us. So it's important we get experience into the fold so that they can help us, right?
Mm-hmm.
Armando Broja, I think if he's patient enough, I hope he doesn't rush. As you just said, if he's patient enough and behave like a Phil Foden for Man City, I think he's going to improve massively. He's going to improve a lot. So if he can maybe I don't know if I should say swallow his pride or what. I don't know whether he's prideful or something, but if you get what I mean.
Yeah, I'm with you.
And if he can sit down and allow the experience to teach him, okay, by a few years time, I think by a year and a half time, he'll be ready to start playing like on a regular basis. So I think when it comes to patience, we need to be patient with him. We don't need to send him out on loan. He should stay and learn here. Then when the time is right, he starts regularly for us. So for me, that's my thoughts on him.
Yeah, Tobacco, you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, I agree with both Ty and
to be honest.
I agree with both Ty and the third one. We need to keep Armando Broja so that he can learn, but only if he's willing to do that. As we said, Billy Gilmore should have stayed, but he forced a loan move, so that was not smart for him. So hopefully, Tuchel can persuade Broja, look, man, you need to stay so that we can learn more about how are we playing and stuff, and then you'll get your moment. And he's still 20 years old, so you still have a bright future ahead of him. So hopefully he stays.
Yeah. Here's why I'm one of the biggest advocates of players staying and learning how the manager wants them to play. And if you do that, he trusts you more than you going out on loan and coming back. Because the truth is, if you leave the club and go out on loan, you'd have to be on exceptional form for you to come back and walk straight into the team. Even if you're exceptional out on loan, if you come back, he still have to watch you during pre-season. Like you said, even after everything he said about Conor Gallagher, at last when people started pressuring him about his plans for him, his response was, "We will watch everybody during the pre-season." You get my point now, Ty, if you're there. So that's why I'm arguing.
Yeah.
you're better off. And Billy Gilmore would have been better off staying with the club with him. And he's tried to trust in him, actually. Thomas Tuchel, for instance, we're just using the Billy Gilmore case as an example. Thomas Tuchel, he started trusting him then. He played him on 2 high-profile games, and he did well. Had he stayed, he'd be one of our starting players right now in the midfield area. But he left, and coming back, given the way things have gone for him there, I don't think he'd get a chance. So that's why I'm saying Broja will benefit more coming back, being patient, and he will get his chance. And Thomas Tuchel is not, your age doesn't matter if he gives you a chance and you take it. So you'd be better off staying with the team, learning and understanding how the manager wants the team, wants the players that play in your position to play. He will trust you 100% and will start you. And here, Pablo Walter White is going to say, Conor Gallagher deserves a chance next season. Lampard wants him badly at Everton. There's no chance he'd go to Everton. Again, there's also a chance, you could argue from another perspective, there's a chance he goes there. The club would trust Lampard to give him more game time, to take better care of him because of his links with the club, notwithstanding him denying Roman Abramovich. But that's, by the way, in another story for another day. But Thomas Tuchel has vast lyrics, as Jan was saying, for Conor Gallagher. But then again, when he was pressured of late, he said, we'll watch them all during the preseason. So again, he has a decision to make, because the fact remains, if he's given enough money, he'd buy more players, and then that leaves a little room for the young players, to come and enjoy the team. But that's, by the way, let me try and catch up with the chat. This is Sid Beer, who said he's been fighting on Twitter with somebody I don't know, but I want to know who that is that's looking for the trouble of the Queen of all streams, and I want to go want that person. Every Blue says, so if Barca cannot sign Lewandowski, will he just refuse to play for Bayern until his contract is up? A good question. We need to be there if he cannot make the move to Barcelona. So for Eric, it doesn't matter where his second choice. What matters if he decides to come to us. But like LSG and Bobby argued during the Blue Morning show, if he's preferred a move to Barcelona force through, if he's coming to us, then he's coming to us because he wants more money. That's just the truth. Which means he's just not just coming because we have a good project that he's interested in. He's just coming to join us because we get to pay him more money. That's the way I see it. But again, that's me. Pulisic won't go. Yep, he won't go. That's the truth. And again, the American owners, it's the reason why he won't go too, because he's the face of football in America, and that makes it even easier. I'm sure Boely has connection to big name brands for sponsorship. So again, he's not going. It's not that simple. And if you haven't, please, we have 51 likes now. The likes has gone up, and I appreciate you. And we've earned gained nearly 20 subscribers this evening. So if you haven't, please take a minute or second to smash that like button. Like the button if you like. Whatever you want to do, kiss it, kick at it, or just like the video, and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't. True Blue here says Barca will sell Dest and De Jong, and also Dembele, and Dembele leaving on a free will pay for Lewa and Alonso in salaries for Christensen. We'll see what happens, but I don't think that's gonna happen, because I guess selling those players isn't that easy. America loves Chelsea, dude. Yes, they do. We have a growing fan base there. Again, got drunk last night too. That's my brother just say, and I can guess this. I know where you are from. I can guess the area you went to. Again, let me see what it says here. Plus, Pulisic is a 65-minute player. Anything after 65 minutes is useless. A great player, but he can only be a rotational player in any of the top teams. Inconsistency, physicality is a big issue with him. Again, that's your argument. Pulisic is important for the American market. He is very important. He's more than a footballer for Chelsea Football Club, and that's why it's never going to be easy for him to leave the club. Again, says don't want to beat the chat. Again, says sponsors dream for the time. Yeah, but the two Pulisic most likely going to stay. I see Werner and Ziyech leaving. Again, that's a big... I don't think it's not that simple because if the club, as you all know, for obvious reasons, the club's priority will be to, again, I've said this like a zillion times, but the question and the input calls for me to say it again. If the club's priority will be to fix the defensive area, which may well leave them with little time to do anything for the attacking area, the midfield area, but we'll see what happens again. So with that said, they're not going to risk losing players in the attacking area and end up not bringing in reinforcements. So I think they'd be cautious about that. Again, let me see if there's anything to address here. Serbia is really on fire today with this. With his inputs there, as described. Again, says hello, guys. I'm sure Moha saying hello, guys. Nice to see you here. Again, quite a lot to read from Street B. I'm not sure I'll be able to read them all. She's on fire. Here it says, oh, let me read this. Says, here, I think I skipped quite a few. It says, if we don't try Broja when dead, exactly when do we try him? Here it says, made by a woman. Okay, I'm not sure what Serbia is talking about here. Broja, does anyone on the panel actually believe that Broja would be worse than Lukaku in the number 9 position? No, he's gonna be way better. Listen, Lukaku that has been the fewest touches in the game.
That is not the issue, man.
That's not the issue we're talking about. Exactly.
He's definitely going to do better because he offers more. He gets more touches. He creates as well. Lukaku doesn't do that. And when he does create, it's not good enough in order to lead to a goal. It's always overhit or he's just going to go right to the defender. With Broja, his passes are perfectly weighted and he can get assists for it. And that's why a two up top formation works well for him because he's able to offload the ball. And he reminds me of that. I don't want to put him up to that level, but like a Diego Costa type of attitude. He has that gritty side of him where he can create, and probably some people will say that, but I mean, he said it. He's like Lukaku in a sense where he says he looks up to Drogba, and he's at least highlighting the fact that he's like that because he shows it in the way he plays. He's good at holding up the ball. He's good at controlling it down, and he has a good touch. So it's better than Lukaku. It'd be a better situation. The thing is it right to put all of that pressure on him when you know your attack is doing good? Because we know what happens. You put pressure on a player, and then they crack under that pressure, and then their head goes down. And especially somebody that young, that's not really good to put on a young player. So that is why it's good to take off some of that pressure off him. And you can't have him to say that, oh, he's going to win the game for us because he is this player and he is our player. So you need to relax when you come onto that. But he's going to do way better than Lukaku if he's used properly.
Yeah, I think he would do way better than Lukaku, no question. Go ahead. You wanted to say something, Fairboy?
Yeah, so I think someone said in the comment that we need to put our hands around him and be patient with him. If he wants to be patient with him, fine. It is him. He wants to be patient. But I'm telling you, this Chelsea fan base, they are not patient with young players. Let him make a mistake, and you see what will happen. When he makes a mistake, they'll keep abusing him until his confidence comes down. So we are not saying that Broja is a bad player or he's going to do as well as Lukaku. We are saying that right now, he's not yet ready to handle the pressure, to take on that responsibility to lead us. So let's bring in an experienced player who is also very good, right? Then he can learn from. So that after maybe a year, for me, I'm giving him a year and a half. Maybe I think he can be as ready as possible to play for us. Then he can play for us. Because trust me, if you give him this much responsibility and he makes a mistake, the Chelsea fans are not forgiving. They'll give it to him because they feel they have a standard. We win things, right? Even though we are under transition, people will still forget that we are under transition. Okay, so I understand you like Broja, and we also like him too. But for the sake of this player's career, let's be patient with him. Let him learn. When he's ready, we play him.
Yeah, and I think I have a question for you. And Eric disagrees. Eric doesn't think Broja will be an upgrade for Lukaku. Again, yeah, I think he'd be better off under Thomas Tuchel than Lukaku is, given that he will fit in better than Lukaku has
And
done
he'll
under
be
Thomas
open
Tuchel. Yeah.
minded. He won't be
Mhm.
like Lukaku who wants to the team to be fixated or to be focused around him, where he has to be play to his strengths, play to this thing, play to this. So with Lukaku, it's completely different, and with Broja having age on his side, he'll be open minded because he's still developing when it comes on to offering to his team. And I mean, you see that with Albania, where they have those experienced strikers. Yes, those strikers aren't really as attractive as he looks, but they have that striker who will take that pressure off him. They don't use him every game and say, "Yes, you're the player for us. You're going to be the one that wins this game." They bring him on as a substitute and they'll play him in games as well from the start, but they don't focus on him, and that's what people should know. We're not saying that he's gonna be doing everything. He's gonna be doing overhead kick goals like Ronaldo. We're not saying that. All we're
Mhm.
saying is
Mhm.
that he's gonna be doing things that Tuchel wants him to do that Lukaku isn't willing to do because he is used to playing a certain way. So with Broja would have an open mind to things because he's still willing to learn. He's willing to understand what he needs to do in order to do what needs to be done. So yes, people say that when do we do this? But if you keep him, we people need to remember this. There's a lot of competitions being played in. There's 5 subs. So if he stays, there's a strong chance that he gets game time because you can't play the same front 11 or not front 11, the front three or the same starting 11 every game because you need to rotate, you need to rest players. So
Mhm.
just don't put that pressure on him. So get an experienced player, and that's why and people think that you need to be spending millions, not millions. You need to be spending a large amount of millions on him on a certain profile. They don't need to. There's a lot of experienced players out there that you can look to accommodate Broja and give him that freedom to develop and not only be the one that you're looking to say that he's gonna be the one that wins it for us. You need to not put that pressure on him because he's still developing. And like I think it's Fairbo who just said it, the
Mhm.
fan base is impatient. They don't understand that different youth players or different young players or players who are young, they don't all develop at the same pace. Some people say, look at players like Mbappe and look what Mbappe is doing for PSG and look how key he is. But that's different. Not everybody's gonna be like that because it depends on the development that you're offering. It depends on what training you get. And with Broja doesn't really have that opportunity to do that because he's been thrown all over the place and he hasn't gotten to stick in one thing. But like you were saying as well, Coachila, it's important that he stays because not only that, you use Billy Gilmore. With Billy Gilmore, him have going on loan, it means that he has to readapt to what we're doing, something that he knew how to do,
Yeah.
something that he
Whenever
was
he
really
comes back.
yeah, so he has to understand because that's gonna be confusing to him. But he decided that the best thing for him is to go alone because he wanted more game time and he wanted to be in the team. And unfortunately, he wasn't really playing like he hoped he would be. After what's his name? The I don't remember his name. Daniel Fark was sacked. So that's the unfortunate part. But with Broha, you just can't put a pressure on him.
Yeah. Again, I do agree with you. Again, there's some interesting inputs in the chat that I'm going to try to get to soon. Tobago, just I'll come back to you in a bit. I don't know if you've spoken about Broha. It says, well, when will you know he's ready when you don't use him? Good question there, S. Peter FX. I think that's it. You have to use the player for us to know whether he's ready or not. And I think he gets his chance during preseason. Even at that, I'd like us to keep on because if we learn him out again, that's a chance we may well lose him to other clubs because there are no shortage of clubs of vying to sign him. They understand his potential and they're willing to take the risk of start giving him the opportunity to excel. But that's by the way. Again, I say Ron says, who is the guy on the panel with the Caribbean accent, Coachila? The guy always makes a very thoughtful comment. He definitely has a good understanding of the game and good understanding of the club. And please, while you are at it, go check out his YouTube channel. He is Thai Talks CRC YouTube channel. He hit our 200 subscribers today. and we can reach him, get to 1,000 as possible. So please go check out his channel. He knows what he's talking about. I've said that a million times.
I'm shocked. It's funny, man. I've never heard this before. I've never heard that before. Very thoughtful. That is interesting.
Yeah, so please go check out his YouTube channel. It's Thai Talks CFC, one word, just like the Thai Talks CFC, all one word. And the CFC in capital letters, you will find them. Please do subscribe to his channel. Again, I'm likely you like his inputs. So Antonio Konkwa Onyibo, nice to see you here. And Antonio Konkwa says, give Lukaku to Napoli in part for exchange for Simeon. This is a Nigerian man suggesting his Niger brother give them 50 million. Him is a strong but very mobile, much more than Broja and Nunes. Again, this is really you trying to sell your brother to Chelsea Football Club. Here's the thing. Sorry?
That is what he's doing. From what
he's selling Nigerian brother to Chelsea Football Club like Playboy sells Ghanaians to Chelsea. But that's by the way. Again, here's the thing about Ousmane. He's done quite well at Napoli, but the truth is they bought him for 80 million plus. He's not going to come cheap, and the Napoli owner is a shrewd businessman. I don't think even Lukaku plus cash he'd take it. I don't think, because you understand fully well Lukaku at this point doesn't have selling value, and it will be a huge risk. And with that, I want to say thank you for 51 likes. But we can do better than that. So if you haven't, please do take a second to like the video. It is free. And if anybody asks you to pay, tell them Street Beer had already paid for you. Again, I've read that. Says it's not kids ourselves. Let's not kid ourselves. Lukaku is better striker. Here's the thing. If you're talking about the traditional striker, you can say Lukaku is better than and better equipped, in terms of his build and everything to be a traditional striker, but in terms of what we could call the hybrid striker, the modern day striker, I take Broja anytime, any day. Again, that's me. Here, Eric Blue, my brother, says that this is Chelsea. The step up from Southampton is big, and that is no lie at all. I don't believe it is wise for Broja to be a starter next season. We advocated for him to be part of the team. He doesn't necessarily be the starting number 9. Then as things go, as we go on into the season, we'll see how well it's done, and that will be the deciding factor on whether he becomes a starter or he keeps coming out every now and then to learn from the others. You get my point there. Again, Sylvia is cracking me off here. Get rid of Werner, bring back Broja to the backup or to a Simeon. This brother is really serious. He wants the club to get his brother. Lukaku needs to leave his heart in Italy, and it doesn't look like he's done that. So that's a good way to phrase it. It doesn't look like he left his heart in Italy. His heart is still there. Broja is young, and young players can learn too. How much is Erling Haaland? Aren't they the same age almost? If Haaland is older, he should be just 2 years older than him, or just around a year older. So it's just a matter of giving the player a chance. And believe me, Broja, he's the type of talent that Dortmund will snap up and turn him into a beast, and we'll start regretting why we let him go in the first place. This brother, Diamantino Mendes, is really serious about his campaign against Thomas Tuchel. This is the first time he's coming here and saying something about Tuchel out. Can you let us know why you think Tuchel should be out? Says Chelsea need experienced players. We need balance. Yeah, we need experienced players, or we don't do anything next season. We need a mix of the youth and the experience. Around says, Eric, talking to Eric Blue. Again, 30 countries. Sorry, again, I'm not sure what he's talking about there. No worries, Sleepy, you good? Yes, I'm trying to sell a striker. I watch it grow. Nunes is not half the striker, so maybe it's an Arsenal or Newcastle getting him will break my heart. Well, he doesn't really have to come to us. Again, at the time he did well, but he was older than Broja and had more experience. Again, that's another good argument. Tuchel out hunting. That's hilarious. Again, with that, I want to ask you again, if you haven't like the video. We have 82 people watching and we have just 53 likes. Please take a second, show that you're happy, that you love the club, that you're enjoying the show, that you love the channel, like the video, and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Yeah, good question, Miss Alana. And by the way, I think I'm hoping to finish your intro by the coming week. Please be patient with me. But more importantly, nice to see you here. And please go and check out Miss Alana's YouTube channel. Great content. She covers mainly the women's channel, but she covers the men's channel too. Now, coming back to the panel, I think we should move ahead from the Broja topic. Let's talk about Romelu Lukaku. Let's see what we have out there for him. The fact is, this is about Jules Kounde saying that he's saying we're leading the race to sign him. Nothing is done yet, unlike what we're hearing out there. Again, this is the case of Lukaku. It's looking like it's become even more complicated by the day. Again, it says Chelsea are completely against providing any discounts to Inter Milan for Romelu Lukaku this summer, whereas a move to Tottenham would require the club to find a way beyond their conflictual relationship. I think I put that our conflictual relationship aside and sell him like this to Tottenham. Let's start with you, Tobago. What do you think?
No.
What do you mean no?
We don't sell our players to Spurs, please.
Let's make an exception when it comes to Lukaku if they really want him, because the truth is I read something and that what's his name wants him. That Conte wants him, and if he wants him, what are we waiting for? This is a guy that it's going to be really, really difficult to sell him to any other club. And if we try to sell him to Inter Milan, it will be even more complicated. But if Tottenham wants him, it will be difficult. But I think we should just do business with him, put aside our differences, and just let him go. But go ahead.
I agree we should let him go. But the issue is we sell him to Spurs and then we play against Spurs. It's Stamford Bridge. He scored a hat-trick against us. What will we do? And we lose that game. So I don't want to sell our players to rival fans. Rival team, I mean. So this is a bad business for us. Also, we wanted Luka Modric and then we offered 50 for him and they sold Modric to Madrid with 30 million. So Spurs, we can't get Lukaku.
Let me tell you this. If I were Thomas Tuchel and the Chelsea, and the Chelsea board, I'd put aside our differences. It doesn't matter at this point. We're stuck. We still owe Inter Milan 70 million plus. You get such an opportunity, you wouldn't take it. And Philip Smith says, "I got to go back to getting low." Thank you, brother, for stopping by. Your inputs, are valued. You guys provide a great value to the team, and I can't thank you enough. Again, what do you think? Again, Tobago. Sorry, Fairboy. Tobago has said he doesn't want us to see it happen.
Chelsea has always been in such a situation, and I don't understand why sometimes Chelsea could be stubborn at selling players when we actually need to sell them, right? For me, if I'm taking Lukaku to Tottenham Hotspur, they have a certain Harry Kane. Give me Harry Kane, take Lukaku, or it's not a good deal. It's as simple as that.
It's never gonna happen. It's never gonna happen.
It's not going to happen. And you want to look at, okay, don't worry. No problem. But
oh, that's hilarious. You know why I'm laughing? It's never gonna happen. Because they're in a very strong negotiating position. They are. They understand we owe Inter that much money, and they understand where they understand we're desperate to let Lukaku go. So to them, they come to us and say, "We don't want to take him from you. How much are you willing to sell it?" To me, I'd say we don't even want anything from you. If you ask them, son, they'd say, "Okay, you know what? You go take Lukaku, do whatever you want with it. We don't want it anymore."
Yeah.
But go ahead.
True. Okay. I get you. It's true. It's really true, right? And honestly, look, Tebogo, we need to get rid of Lukaku as soon as possible because Look, Lukaku will cause havoc to our team. If we don't get rid of him, he will cause havoc. And I don't understand why Chelsea is saying they are completely against providing any discounts to Inter Milan. Come on, reduce his value and just get him out of the club.
It's more complicated. If you provide discounts, they could care less. You have to pay them how much you owe them before balance it, before checking who still owes who.
Wait, I thought Inter would rather want to acquire him back. Is that not what that is talking about?
Here's the thing. I think we'll have to look at more stuff to get more context to this. Let me catch up. Maybe let me give you time. So the more I go through what we have in the tweets there, then you understand why Chelsea are fighting for them. But let me catch up here. Let's say I would take Son. Yeah, good luck. Give it a shot and see what happens. Viola has gone to bed. I think you don't know that. Abshir Moore says, I want Tuchel to stay. He stays, that's the truth, and probably get a long-term contract, as you've never seen before at Chelsea. Again, you see what happens. Right now, keeping Lukaku is toxic. It's become even worse now that we're learning that he's really pushing for a move, which means his mind isn't at Chelsea anymore. So that complicates the situation. Talk to me. I'm talking to you. You know, you're loved here. You're paying the four streams in. You're respected here. PJ is probably laughing from the conversation of, asking for Kane. Let me know if that's the case. Simple swap. It's not simple. No, they don't have a problem. They made it to the Champions League. They beat the Champions League in the next edition of the Champions League. They are in the process of extending Kane's contract right now, and he's looking likely to put pen to paper to agreeing to it. So it wouldn't even, if you even try mentioning Kane, I think they'll stop talking with you. That's the thing. And Kane is a better player over than Lukaku anytime, any day. But having them both puts them in a stronger position to win the league next season. Here's the thing. Let me keep going. Also, says, hi mate, would you take Yves Bissouma for Chelsea or I'll take Bissouma. Sangare is good, but I prefer Bissouma for obvious reasons. He's mobile. He can play box to box. He can beat the press no matter how many people you have on him. He can dribble his way out of tight spaces and still progress the ball. That makes a huge difference for me. And he can also execute the number 6 role in terms of the DM role, if you want to call it, refer to it as that. If it depends on what the manager wants him to do. Says Lukaku and Conte work very well, fits on his system. Yeah, he's the perfect striker for Conte. And Kane can actually jump deeper. Both of them can actually be on the pitch because Kane is the creator too. He's not just he's a hybrid. He can create. He participate in the play. So Conte can actually have them both on the pitch. But we'll see. Let's see what happens. Again, says you would take a hit regardless. Lukaku has lost value, and the more he stays, the more he'd lose a value. We have to recognize that. Again, it says. Syria is really pissed at men today. Big up to Coach and the panel. Big up to you too, brother. Azivo, one of the fastest growing channels in the Chelsea community. If you haven't, go check out his content and be sure to subscribe to his channel if you haven't. And here I say again, it's just really pissed. And on the panel, we also have let me see. On the panel, we have some great minds there. We have DJ Sab, we have Tobago, Fairboy. Go and follow all of them on Twitter.
DJ Sab just creeped in like that.
Yes, and also go check out Fairboy's YouTube channel. YouTube channel called Fair Chelsea Analysis. I think you will love it, and I hope I haven't missed anything. So let me try and get back to the chat so I don't miss anything there. Again, strictly again says I want Tuchel to say I've read that before. Right now I've read that also. Let me see if I've missed anything. I think I'm all caught up. I'm just going to go to the bottom of the whole comments. If there's anything I missed, please let me know. I'll try and get to it. So coming back to the panel, I'll start with DJ right away. DJ, your thoughts on Conte, wanting to reunite with Lukaku. Do you think we should just let him go there, ask him, okay, how much do you want to pay? But people are seeing our relationship conflictual, relationship with Tottenham being an issue. I'd say at this point, I could care less about the relationship. I just let him go. Your thoughts, DJ?
Yeah, listen, big up first of all, big up to you, Coachila, big up to everyone. Listen,
big up to you, brother.
Ty, I've been here for ages, bro. I've just been listening to you guys hidden in the background, mate. Listen, I was just gonna say, for me, the Lukaku situation, if he ends up going to Tottenham, which I don't think is going to happen anyway, am I worried about it? To some degree, maybe I would be, because you just knowing him, because Conte knows him pretty well. And Conte knows how to get the best out of him. You just know he's just going to end up balling at Tottenham. And that would just be one of those situations where it would just be thrown up in our faces. And if he ends up scoring against us, it makes us look even worse. So if he does want to leave, look, the only time I'd only want a deal like that to happen is if we go all out for Harry Kane. That's the only time I'd say, yeah, let it happen if that's going to be the situation. But we know Tottenham will never sell Harry Kane to Chelsea either, whether it's a swap deal or whether it even be a move. So for me, no. As I said, I don't think it will happen. Would I be happy with this? I don't think I wouldn't be happy if he goes to Tottenham, as I said. I think he should stay. If we're going to sell him, let him go to Inter Milan on loan, whatever it's going to be, and let it leave it like that, or Bayern Munich. But I wouldn't let him go to Tottenham, only for that reason, because I just know, Coachila, and it's not being saying, oh, it's our fault because we're letting we're letting him leave. You shouldn't be worried about things like that. I just know someone like Conte has played with him, knows how to get the best out of him. You just know he's going to end up balling at Tottenham if he does go there, and that would just make us look a little bit silly as well, because we've let a player go because our manager apparently doesn't believe in him. Our players don't seem to like to play around him. And obviously, we know how all the fans feel about him at the moment because of what he's been, because of his situation. But I wouldn't risk it. I would say if you're going to let him go, just let him go to Bayern Munich or PSG or Inter Milan. But I wouldn't.
Okay, let's for instance, the another thing still with you. Do you really think Bayern want him? Is there any truth to that rumor?
Listen, it depends, because I think their more pursuit is Mane. I think if they were not getting Mane, then maybe I could look at something like that. Maybe it's a pursuit for him, because obviously we all know the deal for Canabry. They're trying to get Canabry signed up as well. I think that deal is all but finished now. I think Canabry's going to end up moving in the end. So
where's he going? Any ideas where he's going?
I've seen links to him. Not that he's going to happen. He's not going to go to Arsenal. I know Arsenal fans are being getting so excited by it. We're getting Canabry back. They're not getting Canabry back. I think if he ends up going, I've also seen links to PSG. I think PSG are linked with him. And who's the other club? There's another club I think one of the clubs in Italy are linked with him as well. So it depends. If they don't give him the money that he wants, I can see him maybe moving on. And that's the only time I can see them possibly bringing someone like a Lukaku in. But Mane is their number one target, and I think Mane will be the one they'll probably end up getting.
And he's running them on a free, isn't it?
Who's that?
Mane.
Canabry?
Mane
is not free.
It's not free?
No, he's got one more year left on his contract, I do believe. He's got one more year. Or was he out of contract?
One more year.
He's got one more year, hasn't he? One more year left on his contract, so yeah, he'll probably end up going he'll end up going for money to them, obviously, but how much I don't know what the price has been for. I think they've offered 25 million for him. I think Liverpool want double that, I think, for him. So I cannot see him going for 25 million. So look, again, that's the only time I can ever see the situation with Lukaku going there. I think Lukaku is going to be Inter Milan It's going to be.
So you don't think he will go to Tottenham?
No, I don't think he'll go to Tottenham.
We'll see what happens. I want to get your thoughts, Tavago. You think it will ever happen, or you don't think so?
That will never happen.
You mean who?
Yeah, Tavago, go ahead. Yeah, Lukaku, you think he'd go to Tottenham, or you think he'd go back to Inter Milan? Because here's the thing. Inter just let me just quickly say something. Sorry. Inter wants a deal where he comes to them on loan with no obligation to buy. But Chelsea wants Inter, wants a deal to be with an obligation for Inter to buy, because without that, there will be a risk there. Without that, Inter could know already quite well they're not going to buy Lukaku no matter what happens. They just take him alone. And then at the end of the day, tell them, nah, it didn't really work out for us, which leaves Chelsea in a very precarious situation again, or compounds Chelsea's, inability to sell Lukaku. I don't know if you get my point. So again, so I don't even think it's going to Inter because they want to play it in a way at the end of the loan they'd be able to say we don't want him. Chelsea wants an obligation. They just want an option, which is a huge risk. So I want to get your thought. Anybody on the panel can come in. Oh, Tobago, you were speaking already. Go ahead. Sorry.
To be honest, Lukaku with Conte, they have a good relationship. He might go there, but I don't think Chelsea will let him go there. That's the issue now. So, but we'll wait and see. Anything can happen in the transfer market. We saw a lot of crazy things happening recently. So let's wait and see.
I mean, for me, coach, if he ends up going to Tottenham, you're going to. Do you really and truly think he's going to take over Harry Kane? I mean, at the moment, Harry Kane for me is a much.
They can play together.
I don't know if Conte
no arguing that, DJ. No arguing that. Harry Kane.
No. Yeah, go on.
No, go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
No, I was not saying they can't play together, but would Conte play them together? That's the thing.
He will.
You think
I think he will. Yeah, I think he will. Because here's the thing. I think the way Kane plays, the way he plays, solves the problem already. Kane is not the type of number 9 that expects you. He wants you. That you see go and stand with the opposition defenders and expect you to put the ball in, so he fights for it. He gets involved in the ball, in the play. He gets involved in the play more often than any other striker. The most strikers in the Premier League, which makes it easier for Conte to ask him, okay, you have the freedom to drop the. He can just execute the number 8 role because he likes to get involved in the play. While Lukaku becomes the point man. That's why I think it will work. And he wouldn't be coming for Lukaku if he doesn't think it will work, because Lukaku is not going to accept to be sitting on the bench while Kane starts all the time, and vice versa. Kane also is not going to be happy to sit on the bench while Lukaku starts all the time. But go ahead. I hope you understand my point now.
No, I guess I get where you're coming from. I just for one, I don't know. Maybe they could play together. Maybe they can do. But I guess when I'm looking at the fact that when Martinez and Lukaku used to play together for Inter Milan, he used to come through the channels, didn't they? I mean, did they obviously play? He came either from the wings, or he'll come in the middle, or he'll play in between. I don't know. It'll be a strange one. I don't know. I for one don't think he'll. I'll be honest. I don't think he'll go Tottenham, Coachila. I'll be honest with you. I really don't think he will. I think there might be a bit of a debate between him and Harry Kane of who starts as number 1 striker. Maybe there. I don't know. There could be a problem there as well. And would Harry Kane be happy to have someone like a Lukaku to come in there and start? Because as we know, Harry Kane's been always a number 1 striker there. Getting someone like Lukaku, then imagine. I'm not saying but just imagine he does turn up at Tottenham and start scoring goals. What will Conte do then? Will he then go with Lukaku? Then what will happen to Harry Kane? You get me? It's one of those situations, Okay,
I think that's a fair argument. What do you think? Do you think Lukaku and Kane can start at the same time, or do you think otherwise? Would there be a reason you think? Just make us understand.
I think I was thinking of maybe Lukaku not playing for Tottenham, but I was also looking at this on another side or another point of view, maybe Antonio Conte's point of view. Kane is the only number 9 at Tottenham, right? That's a fact. He's the only number 9 at Tottenham. So perhaps Antonio Conte might want someone who could rotate with Kane. I don't know if Lukaku would be a problem trying to rotate with Kane. Maybe, maybe not, right? So if you want, maybe, with what you've just mentioned, you could accommodate the two of them, right? Kane can play as the second striker, whilst Lukaku plays as a lead striker. It's possible, or it's possible that they can rotate at least because of the number of matches they will play. So as to whether Lukaku will go to Tottenham or you rather choose Inter, it's a hard one to call. It's a hard one to call.
It
I'll
is
say
difficult to
I
call.
don't know for now.
Go ahead, brother.
I'll say I don't know for now. So that's why I'll leave it. I don't know for now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm going to come to you, Ty. Do you think both, again, to answer this question quickly, no, the answer is no. I think nothing is finished, completed yet. What you've been hearing for the past few days are all nonsense. But maybe when I come to DJ, he may have an update in terms of transfer or other players that we're looking at that we haven't talked about here. I think DJ is well equipped to help us with that. Ty, coming to you, your thoughts are on the possibility of Tottenham signing Lukaku to play together with Kane, not rotate. Because I still argue it's a possibility given the way Kane plays, but I understand the argument of DJ and also Fairboy.
Yeah, for me, I don't really know if he goes there if that's what they're gonna do, because I mean the only way that you can really accommodate both playing is if you have a two-man front two, and then that leaves you with only one player playing behind them, or if he opts to do a 4-4-2, that is gonna be taking a lot of sting out of it, because you're gonna be having your back four, then you have another four, then you have a two. So it's gonna be difficult. And I mean they have Son there, they have other players like that they are looking at, and if they're planning to do that, I'm not sure if it would be smart to have him there. But I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he goes there, and that's the thing. I don't think it's gonna happen. But hypothetically, if it's a case where he goes there, I'm not really sure how the two man at the attack would really look, because it would be weird to see, and especially knowing that Lukaku plays a certain way and Harry Kane plays the total opposite of him. I don't know if that would really work out
That's
either,
why
because
that's what makes it easier. That's my argument. That's what makes it easier. It would have been difficult if they are like for like. You get my argument now. But when the one plays differently and the other plays a different way, they can complement each other. Kane, if you see how he plays with Son, sometimes you see Kane very, very deep, and Son will be the one further forward. But sometimes it is vice versa. But in this case, I think Kane is capable. You know, he can play the number 10 role. He's a creator. He's good on the ball. That's what I'm arguing. But I get the points from all of you. Go ahead, my brother.
yeah, but with that, it becomes a difficult thing, because we can say that with when it comes on to Chelsea in particular, the way he plays, he interrupts the build up. And yes, people say that Conte is a counter attacking coach and Lukaku is a counter attacking player. But if his layoff of the ball is pretty poor, when you don't have the opportunity or the space or the time to decide on, let me do this right here and let me do that right there, it becomes a difficulty. So I'm not really sure if they really work well together. Yes, they'll be opposite of each other, but when you have one player who is sloppy when it comes on to lean off the ball, and you have one that's able to make those overlapping passes, it becomes an issue, because you're gonna have one who is so sloppy, and then you have one that is still trying to do what he normally does and lay the ball off to him, and then it fails. So to me, I really don't know if it would be a good fit. But I mean, Conte is one of the reasons why Lukaku had supposedly improved on where he was before he joined Inter. So I mean, I guess because he's a tactical mind, he may be able to find some solution for it.
Yeah, Again, let me quickly catch up with the chat, and I'll come back to the DJ time for updates and everything we'll be hearing. I'm sure he will have some news for us. Again, I say, please have Chelsea sign anyone. As of now, no, and that's why we do this. The Chelsea transfer watch. If anything, the rest comes up, you can be rest assured you'll hear it. This our channel will be one of the first places you'll hear it, because we're have eyes and ears everywhere paying attention to what's going on. Antonio Conco says obligation to buy or Inter can. Yeah, I get that. But we get the best deal. I think I hope that she seals her legacy with that one more good deal for us, and that will make me happy. I say it will be so funny when the season starts and Lukaku is starting. It will be hilarious indeed, but heartbreaking for most people. But then again, you can be rest assured that's more trouble for us, because he's pushing, as the rumors have it, he's the one pushing for the move now. So if he falls through and he remains with us, I think it'll be very, very dangerous. 60 million euros for Rafinha, thoughts. I think that's another one I'd like us to talk about. And DJ, I want to start with you. We were rumored to be interested in securing his signature the last transfer window. But before I go to that, please, right now we have 63 people watching, and we have exactly 63 likes. But we had almost nearly 100 people watching. So, but we can do better than 63 likes. And thank you again, because we're approaching 3,000 subscribers. I know we'll get there soon. If you haven't, please take a second, to like video, and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. That would go a long way. It says, let's talk about this, DJ. Now, Barcelona was a rumored destination for Rafinha.
Yep.
Now, they don't have the money.
Yep.
Because 60 million euros for Rafinha to Barcelona isn't going to happen, even because they want Marcos Alonso. He's going to come. He's not going to go there on the free. They want Cesar Azpilicueta. If he eventually joins them, it's not going to be on a free. They also want Robert Lewandowski. Again, if he joins them now, it's not going to be on a free. So the question I want to ask, since they probably not going to be able to sign Rafinha, shouldn't we be going back for him, or going in for him if you prefer?
Listen, the situation this is the situation with Barcelona at the moment. They can't even afford to get Christensen signed up yet. So where they're getting all this money from to go and talk about to get Rafinha and all that. I mean, I heard there was a lot of talk going on around yesterday that this whole Christensen deal hasn't even been done yet. That's because Barcelona cannot afford to register him at the moment. So where they're getting all this other money from for Rafinha and Lewandowski is another thing. Lewandowski is not going to come for free. I think quote already from Bayern Munich is they want about 30. I do believe it's about 40 million euros for him, which I think is about 37, 38 million or something like that here in English money, I think. So whether they'll be able to afford him, I don't think they will be able to afford him, Lewandowski. I think he's going to come with. Not only is he obviously going to be coming with obviously a price tag on his head, he's also going to be asking for quite a bit of wages as well. And from what I understand, Barcelona cannot afford to even pay these players the amounts of money that these players are asking for. The situation with Alonso and Aspi is the latest I heard was that they're trying to do a deal where they want to try and get Aspi and Alonso from us. And they want to throw Shadinho Dest in the deal as well. Now, 2 plays for 1 for me is not a fair deal. So I for one,
it's not in any way.
That I hope does not happen. So so again, I think that's just another rumor. They definitely want Lewandowski. That's 100% definite. Definitely they want Rafinha as well, but they just cannot afford to get him at the moment. So I don't know where that money is going to come from. Going back to our transfer situation, the only thing I heard, and I think Ty probably knows the same situation, I don't know how true it is, there's only 2. We are trying to get 2 deals done. Obviously, I can't say too much on them. From what I've heard, there's 2 deals that we're trying to get wrapped up. How long they're going to, when they're going to get done, I don't know. I do believe the transfer window is opening next week. So there's 2 deals in the pipeline that Chelsea are trying to get wrapped up. But obviously, I can't say much on that at the moment because until it's actually done and dusted with, there's no point me even saying anything on it because anything could fall through at last minute. So until that's actually going to happen, I'm just going to say on that one, there are a couple of transfers we're trying to get wrapped up at the start of the transfer window. But obviously, I can't say much on that at the moment.
I think you made a good argument there. I think given the rumors that we wanted to sign Rafinha, I think we should actually, go for him. Now that it's clear that Barcelona cannot afford him. But again, I get your argument. What I want to ask is this: your thoughts, Ty, on the availability of Rafinha. Shouldn't we go for him?
Yeah, with Rafinha, obviously, what has been said is that we were actually willing to bring him in this summer, and the plan was that we would have we would have agreement in principle for him. But obviously, the sanctions and everything really, sent us back in those plans because it then made us move from being the best choice to second choice of Barcelona, and then obviously after that we know Barcelona's situation financially will become a setback for them, and now it's confirmed that, and like DJ was saying, that they haven't been able to register Christensen. I'm not sure if they even got to register Kessie actually. So those are two players that they aren't able to register. So that is why it gives us an opportunity to creep back in. And yes, people were hopeful that Leeds would be relegated because then the price tag would go down for him. But I mean, even for that price, it's worth taking the risk. And I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's gonna be that amount because we can always negotiate it down and put up something and try to get agreement set in place. But yeah, and I mean, quickly, with what DJ was saying about the Sergino Dest, the way that they're looking at it is that if I've also heard of that rumor as well, and it's because he's versatile per se, and he can play as a left back and a right back. So in a sense, they're looking in the perspective that we give you Sergino Dest who can play on the left and right, so it's basically two players in one, and you give us Alonso and Aspi. But I don't know if that really makes sense because that's a big risk to take.
Yeah, I think that would be a horrible deal. How do you explain taking Alonso and Aspi just for just a young player who you're not sure how how it's gonna work? Again, I wanna, I think we should round off on this note. Except if you have anything else to add to everything we've talked about, DJ.
No, I'm not sure. I mean, like Ty's just said, and what I've also said. I think I think what the only time Barcelona will be able to really. This is one of the reasons why they're trying to get a deal done with Manchester United to get Frankie De Jong off the books. And I think they're looking around about 60 million for him to get him sold on, so they can get in players and register them. But then I've also heard if they end up selling him to Manchester United, then they're going to try and wrap up the deal for Lewandowski because obviously they'll be able to afford him, and also add his wages into that as well. But at the moment, like I said, the Barcelona situation at the moment is pretty bleak at the moment because, I was fully aware of Christensen not being registered because of their situation. I was not sure about Kessie. I thought Kessie's deal was all wrapped up, but there's clearly issues there. So that means there's no way it seems like they can do anything at this moment in time until they get a few players off the books. And that is what they're finding difficult to do at the moment. This is why they're trying to get Dest out the door. They're trying to get De Jong out the door. They're trying to get rid of quite a few players out the door so they can get these deals all wrapped up. So let's see what happens with them. As for Chelsea, there's only the things that I sort of spoke about earlier on. There's nothing really new on them. I know we're looking at a goalkeeper as well, but again, a lot of the clubs the goalkeeper that we are actually looking at, he's only going to be, if he does come in, he's going to be a goalkeeper that will come straight to he'll be brought in for the youth team or put into the B or put into the Prem or into the B team if you like, or they might just loan him back out if they end up getting a deal. But the problem Chelsea have got is the same goalkeeper they want. you've got a lot of clubs in Europe chasing him as well. He's a young kid from Chicago Fire. He plays for the American goalkeeper. He plays in America. He's only about 18 years old. He's the other one that's been talked about as well as a look at. But again, there's too many clubs in for him. Chelsea were trying to get a deal wrapped up for him before the sanctions were put in place. They were trying to get a deal done then. But obviously, since the sanctions have come in, other teams have shown interest in him, including Real Madrid. So watch this space on that one. There's a goalkeeper as well that we're looking at, but he won't obviously be bought into straight put into the first team. He'll be bought in and loaned back out again.
Yeah, thank you very much, DJ. Go ahead. You were saying something, brother.
I don't know if Ty heard about that one as well. I'm sure he must have.
Ty, have you?
Yeah, I have, but I've heard that he's I think if it's the same one, I think his agent has come out that he's choosing Real Madrid because he thinks that's best for his clients because they but for me that makes no sense because if you think about it, look, Real Madrid have their own young backup goalkeepers. How does that really work? Are they going to be selling Courtois and then use him and the other one? So I really don't know. It's all upside down. But I mean, yeah, it's true that we were doing it, and that player even came on and said that yes, and he was so willing to join Chelsea and he was so excited for the move, but then the sanction just came out of the blue, no pun intended, and messed up everything.
Yeah, DJ, quickly before we round up, please, I'd like your takes on the suggestion that we should go for Gabriel Jesus. Yeah,
that's not a bad shout. I have to say, Coachila, he's a good player. I have to say, but again, will Manchester City sell him to us? I mean, it's like saying will Manchester City end up selling? We're linked with 3 of their players. In fact, he's one of them. We're also linked with Sterling, and we're linked with Morris. But I can't see any of them. I cannot see Manchester City selling to us at all. So, that I for one, as much as I'd love to see him come to Chelsea, I don't think that will be. I know Arsenal were interested in him as well at some point. I think Manchester were willing to do business with Arsenal, but I think they see us more of a threat to them than Arsenal do. So that's probably one of the reasons why they probably won't end up selling him to us for that reason. So I mean, the other one with I also heard another small rumor that came out. This is a rumor, no one's told me anything. It's just a rumor I read out and I read as well on Twitter. Yeah. Apparently, we're also looking at Richarlison as well. He's one of our targets as well. Apparently.
No.
Yeah, apparently he's three clubs are looking at him.
You're not pronouncing the name right, man. Remember.
Richarlison. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually
Richarlison. Inside joke.
I know.
It's a joke.
Yeah, I understand.
The proper terminology is Richarlison. That's how you say it, basically. It's I
understand quite well. And again, just an update here. We're hoping to start the Roland Abramovich tribute contest, of which the owner will get $150. And we're hoping to start it in a week's time. We're still putting the process together and everything's really to put together. And with that, we've come to the end of the show. I'm going to say thank you to everyone on the panel and make sure to go follow them. You can see their socials here. Just search for DJ Stuff. You will see him. Ty Talks, and also make sure to go subscribe to his channel. Great content. Again, I will make sure to provide their information when the video is trading. I want to say thank you to the Queen of all streams, Street Beer herself, and thank you for all the work you're doing. And again, thank you to Kim So for always being here to support the channel. Again, thank you. Yeah, love you all. Yeah, I get that. Anthony Forde, hello to all Chelsea fans in all over the world. I am Anthony Forde from Sierra Leone. Nice to see you, Anthony, again. Yes, big up to you too. Now we come to the end of the show. See you guys tomorrow in the morning for the Blue Morning Show. God bless us all, and bye.
Up the Chelsea. Peace of